Hello, hello. This is Kira Banks, realtor of the Banks Team Advisors, and I am here to give you another Tip Tuesday. Again, I have no idea what day you're watching this or where you are, but I hope that this topic and lesson of today can be of help to you in your real estate journey and answer some questions for you. So today, our topic of the day is a lease back. What is it? What does it entail? Okay, and is it something I should do? I think that many people have to know what they want to do and what almost like feels the best for them. Okay, so I will have a little disclaimer that please also feel free to consult an attorney about it, consult your insurance about it, consult the realtor that you're working with, because you may not be working with me. You could be in a whole nother state. So please talk to people in those industries to make sure that you are making the right decision. All right, so what is a leaseback? Simply put, you are leasing the property back to the seller, more than likely, okay? You're leasing it back. So you are going to be a very short-term landlord. Some people can handle this, some people may not. My husband and I have been landlord for many, many years, so we're well versed in it and understand it and know. But if you've never done it before, nor do you have a desire, this could or couldn't work. It just depends on the few little tips and things I will put out there for you to think about. All right. So one of the first things about a leaseback is, why is it needed? Most times the seller, for instance, maybe they are having another house built and it's not going to be ready in time. That's usually a big one. I've had a seller who the apartment that she was going to be moving to, because she was selling her home, wasn't going to be ready until a certain time, and we weren't quite sure when that time was. So we just put it out there just in case, just to make sure that whatever buyer was gonna get it was gonna be okay with it if she needed it, okay? So sometimes it's not always set in stone, and sometimes it is. And sometimes it's just the right time for that seller to put the house on the market, get it under contract, and then just wait another month, because, or maybe the person's moving out of state and they are not quite able to move out of state yet, again, because maybe they're trying to finalize things on a home that they're buying. So there could be a whole slew of reasons why someone needs a lease back, and you may or may not find that out, but more than likely the other agent on the other side will explain why the seller is asking for a lease back. So something about the lease back document, which again, every states are going to look a little bit different, but probably have very similar verbiage in it. A few things to keep in mind is, what is going to be the cost per day to lease this property back? Now, I've seen both sides. I've seen sides where the buyer is not going to charge anything to the seller to stay, because they want the home that bad and there's been multiple offers, so they want to look more aggressive. They want to be a little bit more of an attractive offer. Let me say that much. So they may not charge the seller anything, but I've also seen where there has been a charge. I've done both sides, and that charge really depends on what could that house rent for that month. Okay, in that neighborhood, we could do a little research on that to let you know. So let's just say that that property can lease for $2,500. Okay, so you can do the math and divide 2,500 divided by 30 or 31 or something like that, and then you can get the per day for that home. So let's just say somebody's per day is $60 per day. Okay, I'm gonna throw that out there. I did not do any math for this. So if it's $60 a day and they are staying for 3 weeks, again, multiply that by that amount of days, and then you have what the amount is going to be. Now, that amount needs to be brought to closing and given to the buyer ahead of time during that time. Okay, so come to that closing seller with the money to pay for that time of you staying in the home after closing. All right, something else that you need to know is that more than likely you will know ahead of time that that seller needs a lease back. So what does that mean for you? That you have to think about this. You have to think about, am I going to be able to not move into this home for a few weeks? Am I okay? Where I'm staying, can I stay there for the next few weeks to allow this seller to stay there and make their transition? So you have to make sure that this works for your life as well. It has to be what we call in real estate or maybe any other industries, a win-win situation. Okay. So I say for that, if you have the time and you have the ability to stay where you are while the other person stays in the home, then it can be great. Especially if you love the home, or if the seller is paying you to stay in the home, that could be a great benefit to you, okay? A few other points that I will add is usually that term, it needs to be something that's agreed upon. I usually have seen about a month or less of time needed to lease back, okay? If it gets longer than that, again, just make sure that it works for your time frame. Okay, all of these things are going to be in writing. Okay, there is a specific document, and your agent where you are can show you that document and go through it. And one last little, or maybe second to last thing I'm going to tell you is in that document, there's things that you can add. Maybe that the house needs to be cleaned. Obviously, everything needs to be out of the home. The rate is going to be on that document, the time frame, how long are they staying there. It's going to talk about possibly like insurance and all of those things to think about when you're doing this. Some people feel they don't want to be involved in that, and some people it's okay. You have that document to back you up. All right, final thing that I'm going to tell you, again, I've learned this from experience, is you want to do 2 walkthroughs. The first walkthrough you need to do is right before closing, before you close on the home. Do a walkthrough, make sure you see it one good time. Okay, after that, the keys, if there may be an extra one, they may just leave it at the home because the person is still staying there. But you want to do that walkthrough, but then you want to do another walkthrough right before that seller moves out of the home during that leaseback time. Okay, do another walkthrough, make sure all is well, exchange the keys, know when the person is moving out, because at this point, the ball is in your court, okay? Because you're a landlord now, so it's your property and they need to abide by what you requested, okay? The agents, we can definitely be there and available if something goes on and help navigate that for you, but just do those walkthroughs to help. Okay, I hope that this Tip Tuesday has helped you tremendously, answered a few questions for you, given you some insight. If it has, please let us know. We want to know. You'll know also how to follow us, where to find us, and all of those goodies. All right, remember, if it's real estate, take it to the banks. Have an amazing day. Bye.